Thanks a lot for this, and thanks Santosh for having me in the Aishala Resident Education. My topic is to lead or to follow. Choice is yours, and that's what I'm going to convey. So I thought I'll compare this with a transform and lead the way. And I have taken life lessons from the infinite wisdom of Kung Fu Panda and my life. I had a fellow, Dr. Rishi Bharadwaj, who's now practicing in Gurgaon. He said, I have to see this movie because I'm the, he said I should become like Kung Fu Panda. And then the notorious COVID-19 pandemic has brought the world to its knees. Being surrounded by uncertainty and extended lockdown has its own effects on every one of us, especially us in the healthcare fraternity. And I decided, and that time only I saw this movie, that's last April. Don't worry, though we are all in this together. So this movie, all of us should see. You must believe, way to Po Kung Fu Panda. You must believe, that's what he says. And what can we do to make a difference? We have the power to choose how we are going to react to our predicament. This is an opportunity to reflect, learn, and grow to be a better version of ourselves. Let's explore some valuable lessons which our friends from the movie Kung Fu Panda have taught us while comparing the same with some lessons from my own life. So this is the Dragon Warrior. The movie is about Po the Panda, the fun-loving, happy, adopted son of a duck who owns a small noodle shop. I'm like fun-loving. Po dreams of achieving great feats in Kung Fu and being a part of the Furious Five, the best Kung Fu team in China. Next year, the China conference is in Chengdu, which is the hometown for the Panda Bears. As the movie progresses, Po is chosen to be the Dragon Warrior by the wise master Oogway, a fat panda, Dragon Warrior. No one believed in him and thought Master Oogway was wrong. People discouraged him, and yet he undertook the arduous journey, which rewarded him the title of the Dragon Warrior. The same thing happened when I joined Dr. Badrinath. I was not even knowing whether I will be a veterinary surgeon, but he was more confident and said, you'll be a great veterinary surgeon. I don't know how we found that. I was born in Madurai, and then that's me with my father and mother, and that's with my grandmother and grandfather. And you can see I'm put this slide because my mother is carrying me in the photo below, and then the above one, I'm wearing tie from my childhood. And the real warrior never puts this, me and my brother. And lesson number one, which is my favorite thing, which is a spiritual lesson I learned from Swami Sukhapadananda, is yesterday is history, just forget it. Tomorrow is mystery, just nobody knows, not even the astrologer. But today is a gift. And in English, that the present is in the present tense in the grammar, and present also means a gift. So this moment is a gift to all of us. That's why it's called the present, and that's what the Oogway teaches. And don't dwell in the past. Don't think about the future. It's full of uncertainty. And Grandmaster Oogway says, look at this tree. I cannot make it blossom when it suits me, nor make it bear fruit before its time. No matter what you do, that seed of peach will grow to be the peach tree. That means you want to be MBBS, you have to take 5 years. You want to be a MSN ophthalmology, another 3 years, a fellow, another 2 years, and you want to be a great veterinary surgeon, you have to follow Malcolm Gladwell. You have to do 10,000 hours. So I think that's what you become an expert. And what you have is this day, this moment. Seize it, contemplate, meditate, self-evaluate. You will emerge as a stronger and a more powerful version of yourself. Never think of the past, it brings tears. Don't think of the future, it brings fear. Live this second, it brings tears. And these are the Brazilian girls. And then lesson number two, there is no easy way to mastery. And I also would recommend to read the book, Mastery by Concise Mastery by Richard Green. It took Tigers 20 years to develop fists of steel, 20 years of practicing Kung Fu and punching iron trees. All of us are surgeons here. It took time for us to become a master. Mastery is all about developing healthy habits, which will raise your chances of becoming successful. But that takes time and perseverance. So I follow that 5P, perseverance, persistent, patience, prayer, and precision. Use this extra time to develop a skill and perfect it. And the Shivkera, I attended his course, and he says you cannot be perfect because you can only aim at continuous improvement, no perfection. And if you are trying to be perfect, you will become mad. No shortcuts, only practice. And my guru, who made me a master, Dr. Sengamedu Srinivas Badina, the chairman emeritus, and he is Adi Shankaracharya message he follows, not by penance, not by visiting holy rivers, not by reading scriptures, not by chanting mantras, but by only performing selfless service to humanity can one cross the ocean of life and still Shankaranathala land the number one ophthalmic hospital in the country. The mark of a true hero is humility and Master Shifu. And this is what my fellow wanted to teach me, because I was shouting at fellows and you didn't do this, you do that. He says, you learn from Master Shifu. And somehow I didn't understand what is Master Shifu and Kung Fu Panda. The lesson number 3, if you only do what you can do, you will never be more than who you are right now. So if you want a different result, stop doing what you're doing right now. Dare to be different, dare to go out of the box. You do not have to follow the crowd. If you do want most people to do, you'll get what most people get. Hence, think outside the box and be different. Your mind is like this water, my friend. When it is agitated, it becomes difficult to see. But if you allow it to settle, the answer becomes clear. And this is the truthful answer of this movie, because you see, you will climb 3 floors high in the ceiling and then see the water below and see this. You can see the dragon warrior seeing that. There is no secret recipe for success. Your mind is like water, and on self-reflection, you have the power to respond proactively and find solutions in any situation. You have no limitations in life. The only limitation you have are the ones you place on yourself. In these times of uncertainty, no one needs to focus on growing from challenges and turning stumbling blocks into stepping stones. That's what I said during COVID. I gave a talk, COVID-19, happy times. Lesson number 5, to make something special, you just have to believe it. It's special. And I think I keep repeating this every time. And even when I was in the GC and now also, you need to believe that you are so special so that you will be able to tap into your full potential. The most difficult but most important person you need to convince about your abilities is yourself. So you are the villain for yourself or also the hero for yourself. There is no secret formula or ingredient which you learn for success. It has always been you, and it resides within yourself. And this is what Mr. Pink says. This is actually, I came from a disciplined and traditional practice. The Chalta Hai attitude in Bombay, when I came in 88, did not do a whit for my ethical sense. One day, a chairman from the Bank of India was impressed with his wife's surgery. He said to me casually, why don't you start your own practice? I said, how can I do? He said, if you have the guts, my technical team will give you the loan. And that's how the Bank of India gave me the loan. And I started Aditya Eye Hospital. And I still remember in the open air, Maipal and Lalit coming and sitting and discussing. And that's the time in 2004, then I moved to the new place. And that's how this is an old building where Dr. Badrinath is inaugurating with the then Sheriff Nana Chudasma and Golapalli Rao, which was a residential complex. I converted 3 flats into a hospital and made this symbol. And at 21 years, I actually changed the symbol again. Lesson number 6, you must let go of the illusion of control. And in December 2019, if someone had told you what 2020 would be like, you might not have believed it so easily. Life was all planned out, right? I was in December 2019 in China, in a place called Jinan, where Confucius was born. There's a Confucius temple. And I also went to a place called Haikou. And then at the height of Corona there, and I'm glad I'm alive. Nothing is in your hands, but your positive thinking will save you. Living under the false impression that everything can be planned out perfectly and panicking when the plan goes wrong is one of the biggest mistakes you can make in life. So never panic. Just go with the flow. That's why I could go to Kashmir and do vitrectomy surgery and understand that your life will take you down the winding path, which will ultimately lead you to your destiny. Trying to control it is futile. And lesson number 7, get ready to dance with danger. And I do that. And I think I don't have any fear, whether it's Kashmir or whether it's Assam and Ulfa was there, whether LTT in Sri Lanka. And I think I've been everywhere, whether it's wherever there's a conflict area. And I think get ready to dance with danger. Generally, I dance, and I think dancing with danger is not a problem. In order to become the successful person you want to, you must learn to level up yourself through the hardships that are there to test you. Main thing is I don't call it hardship because I enjoy that part, that how it makes you. But if you have the passion, you don't feel it as a hardship and you don't feel it as a hard work. Understand that failure, rejection, setbacks, and challenges will come. Learn to dance with your problems and not run away from them, and learn from your mistakes and failures. Einstein says, you make mistake, but every time make a new mistake. He says it's very difficult to make new mistake. You make the same mistake, you become an idiot, he says. Never give up and keep moving forward. And the dance of Nataraja, this is a chapter in Swami Sukhavananda's book of life. And well, how do you dance like that? And your dance for happiness, you will not get happiness. So at the outset, dance with happiness and maybe dance out of happiness. And that's to say, do not dance for happiness, dance out of happiness. And this is a picture when I was one of the highest taxpayer in 2005, along with Naresh Trehan and 4 other surgeons. And one ophthalmologist quoted in the Times of India national issue, and I myself couldn't identify this picture because I was in the disco. He took photographs from morning to night and put the picture in the disco when I was there. So lesson number 8, your real strength comes from being the best you can be. Who are you and what are you good at? What makes you and you? And this is what Swami Ramana Maharshi says from Tiruvannamalai. You question yourself, who are you and who am I? And that's how you will find out. You have to have layers of layers. You may say, I'm Natarajan, I'm this, I'm that. All that is designation or post. But who are you is ultimate, which you will know spiritually one day. Your strength comes from you doing your best you. In life, you can only produce a remarkable result when you become you and do your best. You must first find out what you want to be and what you are good at. If you want to be an expert and a master, first understand your greatest strengths and do what you do best. And this is in the management, the SWOT analysis, the strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. And this is how successful people create extraordinary results in life. And lesson number 9, you are the master of your destiny. Same thing Swami Vivekananda says. He says, showing the 5 finger, you create your destiny. No one and nothing can come in between you and your destiny except you. Take destiny by the horns. Take the bull by the horn and have fun. So Dr. Badrinath taught me that 99% hard work. I converted that. 99% work with passion and 1% inspiration. You will be the master. And then and constant inspiration for me, Swami Vivekananda, whom says, stand up, be bold, be strong. Take the whole responsibility on your own shoulders and know that you are the creator of your own destiny. And then no one can decide how you live your life. Stop making excuses for the bad things that happen to you and own up to the fact that you are the only thing that is holding yourself back. I recommend the book Magic of Thinking Big by David Shad, where the 2nd chapter says, cure yourself of the failure disease called disease of excusitis. You keep on giving excuse. I'm old, I'm young, I'm diabetic, hypertensive, I don't know how to do. All excuses, stop it. Allow yourself to grow those wings and soar up in the sky where you are meant to be, like how Jonathan Livingston flies beyond his height. Start having fun and enjoying every minute of your day, knowing that it is taking you one step closer to your destiny. Enjoy moment to moment. Joy 24/7. And when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it, which is there in the book Alchemist by Paul Coelho, who's a Brazilian author. These famous words were also adapted on the Hindi movie Om Shanti Om. कहता है अगर किसी चीज को अगर दिल से चाहता तो सारी कायनात तुम उससे मिलने की कोशिश में लग जाती है. And this is what he says in 2 parts as a one birth and second birth. Whatever it is, whatever you want. I think whatever I dreamt, I want to be an internationally renowned ophthalmologist at the age of 8, and I became. And I think it's not automatic. Lesson number 10, embrace your awesomeness. The power of positive thinking affects your action. I just learned from Namrata in the other presentation, law of attraction, law of destiny, law of so many things she taught. I have to read that. Po the panda demonstrated that by letting go of his self-limiting beliefs, he was able to become the dragon warrior. You have the power to determine your mindset, regardless of outside influences. You can't change life's events. However, you can control how you respond to them. So, Po the panda was fought. Everybody said, "Are you're fat, and how can you be a dragon warrior?" Same thing for me also. You don't know Hindi, you don't know Marathi, you don't know Gujarati. How can you practice in Mumbai and you don't know anybody? I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have anybody when I came to Bombay. Now I have mentors, friends, everybody. So when you focus on the positive, the whole world opens to you. And that's what Mumbai did for me. So I thank Mumbai and Maharashtra for that. Have good intentions. It's a game changer. Tai Lung, the villain in the movie, was thought to be promised dragon warrior. Although he was far better at Kung Fu than Po, Master Ugwe saw darkness in his heart. Po has always been pure-hearted and never had evil intentions. So this is there in the book Secret by Rhonda Byrne, which was a bestseller in New York in 2007, but this is there in 1,000 years back in Sanskrit. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. So, thou shall be in Bible. You become what you think. World is manifestation of our inner state. Perceived reality eventually becomes manifested reality. We perceive a thought containing a chain or emotion, the process of creation is set into motion and arrow has been released to the ethereal planes or thought sphere. Just a simple example, the Government Eye Hospital Madras was formed in 1819 as the second eye hospital in the world. And 2019, I have the opportunity to celebrate 200 years in Indore as the president. And thanks to Namrata, also we replicated 1919, the first ophthalmic museum in the world, which was started in 1919, Elliott School of Ophthalmology at Indore. Thanks to Dr. Namrata again, we started a Elliott Museum. It's all yadbhavam tadbhavati. You become what you think. So whatever you think will happen. But if you doubt it, you cannot. I remember still when I said Aishwarya Rai is coming and she's the brand ambassador for Aditya Jyot, everybody asked me, how will she come? I said, you have a doubt. I said, she will come, and she came. And I remember Patnaik comment. I can imagine, Natarajan, every paper covering. How come Punjabi Kesari has also covered it? That's because Aishwarya herself wanted to cover that. So lesson number 11, the final lesson of the Kung Fu Panda. Your story may not have such a happy beginning. I don't know. My everything, whatever happened with the problem, I call it happy. But that does not make you who you are. It is the rest of it who you chose to be. I was criticized in school, medical college, but I enjoyed like Charlie Chaplin or that Mera Joker. Marna Jina. So whoever criticizes you, take it happily, smile it away. And I think I thank my Dr. Ashia Nenarian who helped me to prepare this, Dr. Aishwarya Iyer, Dr. Dishita Rathod, Abhishek, and from Jammu and Lakshmi, the previous secretary, and currently the two fellows, Aishwarya Iyer and Dr. Sandhya, who did it. So to answer the title slide, that whether to follow or lead, first follow a mentor, take a good mentor. Even the guy, the Usain Bolt, you should see his YouTube video of his mentor talking about Usain Bolt. He says Usain Bolt will do whatever was given as a homework by the mentor. And what was the homework? 50 kgs was tied in one leg and 50 kgs in the other leg and said run. But can he run? No. But he dragged it 100 meters and that's how he was the world champion and world's fastest runner, maybe the fastest runner in the earth. And that's my team. I'm always thankful to my both foundation and Aditya Jyot Hospital for allowing me to lead them. Many times I follow. Today, during the leadership program from Dr. Chitra, Namrata, Anaga, Lalit, Maipal, I learned a lot. So this is Master Shifu. And I didn't understand when he said, Kung Fu Panda, you see, because he always said, everything is there with you, sir, but you are searching outside. And I think that's a mistake I was doing for 6 years. Thanks to this Corona, I saw this movie and I could relate it. And I'm happy I saw that and I recommend everybody to see this movie and enjoy. So follow and lead. Thank you. And I hope all the youngsters, I want Dr. Rolika Bansal to either criticize me or comment.
No, sir, I loved it completely. Very well put, sir. Really enjoyed it and I agree with you completely, sir.
My senior Rashmin Gandhi is here, my boss. He looks like the evil Brenner, no? Rashmin.
Nati, it was such an inspirational talk. All these quotes which you keep quoting everywhere, they are required in a repetitive way because most of us humans, get astray in our usual path of life. So what I would request is, every few, weeks we need to hear this, all of us, including myself. Then only, maybe, we are on the right track. But all these great people which you have quoted, they are a story in themselves. And you also are in the similar. You see, seeing you and laughing gives me energy. Because how can you do all these things? So you get motivated.
Om Namah Shivaya. See, Lord Shiva during Arudra dance, he actually danced out of happiness and he's written, you don't have to eat, you'll get energy. And that's why the energy center in Geneva has got Lord Nataraja's statue, where during the Arudra Darshanam is that when he dances out of happiness, in December end it comes. And I think I go and do Lord Shiva's darshan. And the Shivling is the size of the atom. In the atom, the particles move like this. So you cannot sit at one place. So I have 3 computers, I run around and I jump around and I do dance, I do exercise. And I think I probably, Chaitra has seen me working till night 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock. And I sometimes I know she has seen fellows crying at 1 o'clock. and it looks inhuman to me myself when I talk about it. I still remember, I won't tell the name. Somebody cried at 1 o'clock in the morning because I don't leave them if they don't write the notes properly. And they will say, I'll write tomorrow. No, I said, you have to do it by 2 a.m. and go. So I think, and 2 a.m. we'll go to dance. And then I'll dance till 4 o'clock, maybe 1 o'clock.
Everybody, don't pressurize God. Everybody can't do the same. You see,
No, I
everybody
agree.
can't
No, that's why in that one of the talk I said, you cannot copy, but you have to imbibe and decide what you can do. See, that's why the whole this Kung Fu Panda movie is you don't know your own strength. Lalit, you also can do. I think the lesson from this movie, which I learned from Rishi Bharadwaj, Chaitra knows I think you also know him. He's a veterinary surgeon in Gurgaon now, and he only told me to see this movie. I mean, Kung Fu Panda himself didn't know his strength, and he was playful, and he was working with his adopted father in the noodle shop, and he said, this is not my job. And I still remember 82 to 84, I was doing intracapsular cataract as a postgraduate. Then when I went 84 April, in first month, Dr. Badrinath gave me vitrectomy, and which is I can't believe it. I did it. And from 84, I'm doing vitreous surgery, which is how many years? 29 years? No, 30.
The other example I keep giving is about Mahipal, because I keep telling, in fact, in one of the short videos I prepared for Center for Sight, he is the first one to enter Center for Sight and last one to leave. So all these fellows and all junior consultants, whoever joins, so here is an inspiration here, right in front of you.
Correct.
He will see yesterday, I don't know, yesterday 58 appointments, baki walk-in bhi hai. So, and more than 25 surgeries. And today he's sitting here. So what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, you see all the junior, if I can learn, everybody can learn. Because you see, entering consistently, it's not that, like I have seen 8:45 entry because my OT days clash with him, and 8:45 first case, 9 o'clock first case out. So it's a clockwise, this thing running machine.
Lalit, in Shankar Netralaya, we used to work from morning 7:30 to night 1. And then 7:30 you have to finish the dressing, 7:55 discuss with Dr. Badrinath. So after my marriage in 87, I used to go home at 9. One day he called me and said, Nati, you have become lazy. And then Sunday, we have to come. And he will tell that boy, Narsia was there. He'll say, call Nati. He'll be somewhere here. And he'll ask me, did you remember that patient we saw 2 months back? And I'll tell the name because we didn't have computer that time. We all had a medical record. So I think we learn daily. Chaitra, you have to tell something anecdotal. What you saw in our OT.
Yeah, I got into a lot of trouble. That's all I know. No, and I do agree about his working late in the day because he had the additional responsibility of dropping me home. Because all the fellows would stay there till he finishes OPD, see, and the entire OPD and go. But the one thing that is there, whether it is at 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. or 12, midnight, his enthusiasm is the same. At least towards the patients, we would get into trouble, fellows. But with the patients, he would remain the same, always.
But yeah, Nati, great. Chalo, we have finished in time.
I think he's a fountainhead of energy, but I think a lot of people sitting here are people who are alcoholics. I think if we're Nati, Santosh, Rashmin, Lalit, Arup, Namrata, I don't know. Ajay, I don't know how hard you work, but I think, all of the people who are actually successful have really put in very, very long hours of work and obviously working hard and working smart also.
Correct. Working smart.
I think it's from Dr. Mahipal, one has to learn to work smart. Hard, a lot of people work, but hard and smart, very few people work.
That's what I'm saying, sir. We work hard, but we don't work smart.
Because
I think you have to work with passion.
So we work very hard. We work very hard because we are not that smart. So that is the reason why,
No, but we work with passion.
Much more than what.
So I think what is important is that at least I feel in retina, Dr. Lalit would agree. It's not like you can't be clockwork like what Dr. Mahipal does. So I think we probably chose the wrong specialty.
Specialty की बात नहीं है, discipline की बात कर रहा हूँ. Discipline.
Discipline.
See what we learned from Mahipal or discipline. टाइम पे पहुंचना और काम शुरू, वो कहता तू बैठ जा, अपने आप पेशेंट आएंगे, तू बैठ तो सही यहाँ पे, तो बात वो है. So discipline होना ना, laziness. But in any case, I think we should finish off because compliment Santosh Panawar and his team for continuing to do Aishala for I think 5th year, Santosh.
6 years.
So I remember for 6 years he helped me out.
Give some comments, no, Santosh.
So I have a panel discussion coming up. I'm absorbing everything. I'm learning.
No. You have to teach the youngsters. You learn, I know, but you teach now from the youngsters.
No, but hats off to your hall coordinators also, Rolika, Tanvi. You see, starting in time and finishing in time.
Yeah, and they called me up and said,
panel
"Sir, join
discussion.
online."
Yeah, that is what I am appreciating. Thank you so much.